Up with KREM begins now.
7 o'clock on your Friday morning. We've got a lot of questions about the status of your stimulus checks. This morning we are working to bring you those answers and tell you what you can do to make sure you get yours. And when Dunkin' Produce switched up their business plan to survive the stay-at-home order, the community rallied behind them. Now they are saying thanks by giving back. Hey, today we want to celebrate 30 years since the launching of the Hubble Space Telescope. On this day in 1990, NASA sent the Discovery shuttle into orbit to deploy Hubble, and Hubble gave the world a brand new look at the solar system with some early breathtaking photos, many of which still stand the test of time like these. Incredible to celebrate 30 years of such an incredible achievement here on your Friday morning. Another interesting achievement, I think, is that we've gotten all four of us wearing flannel this morning on your Flannel Friday. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us again. Jen, how's your Friday shaping up?
Friday looks good. The birds are chirping outside. The sun is out, so it's a good day.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. There's no windows here in the studio, so I don't. So I have no idea. I'm taking your word for it. Dana Marie, how's your Friday shaping up?
I am wearing a flannel. And I'm hanging out with you guys, and I'm answering some questions about the coronavirus. So I think it's a good day.
Does it feel weird to wear the flannel on air?
Yes, it does. Very much so. They said, you know, be a little bit more casual, and I'm thinking, okay, I gotta pull the stops out, and I'm glad we did Flannel Friday. This is great.
Jen, would you agree it's kind of a weird shift to wear something so casual on air?
I'm here for it. I am here for it. I love wearing comfy clothes on air, much different than what we're normally used to back in studio. It's short-lived. Eventually we'll be back in studio and back on the grind, but for the time being, I feel like we're just letting our Northwest roots show, right?
Well, only one of us can say we started it. That's Evan Narani, who brings us our Friday forecast, right, Evan?
Yeah, good morning. I mean, hey, I figure we hang on to it as long as we can. The casual clothes, all that kind of stuff, the beard that I've got going. I mean, this is unprecedented times. Everyone who has been in news says they have never worked in a time like this before. And so I think it's pretty safe to say we can just do whatever we want for now with our clothing, with our flannels. We can come up with a cardigan day. I mean, hey, we do whatever we want, right? We got to stay casual. Like I said earlier, it would be weird for me to be wearing a suit right now in my living room. That would just be a very odd situation. So again, if you're doing that, let me know why it seems odd. Let's take a look at what we've got as far as your Friday forecast. Like you said, it's going to be a good day. Partly cloudy skies outside for this afternoon. Already, we're starting to see some of those clouds clear a bit. 60s are in the forecast for the whole weekend as your highs. Only downside is that Friday and Sunday are the bread to a rainy weekend. So those are the 2 days sandwiching a pretty wet day on Saturday. Saturday is going to be a high of 60 and rainy skies out there, especially toward your afternoon hour. Sunday, though, looking back to partly cloudy skies. Satellite radar is not looking too bad. You can see pretty clearly where that cloud layer is that is kind of moving in our direction. So it's just kind of moving into the Spokane County area right now. A couple showers down toward the Cascades and the border with Oregon, and then another round of showers that's off toward about the Montana area. But not too much affecting Spokane or Kootenai County to start off the day. We'll talk about a dry day today, and then coming up we have more details on the more unsettled weather that comes toward the weekend and the beginning of next week. But for now, I will send things over to Jen. Good morning, Jen.
Good morning, Evan. Good morning to the cats there as well. Zelda's fast asleep here, but I understand Morty and Rebel are wanting your attention this morning.
Oh, I wish they were more inclined to sleep because they're restless. They somehow know when the lights go on and the camera goes on that it's time just to jump all over me.
They want their moment, right? They want their moment in front of the camera.
They're stage cats is what they are, and they're looking to put on a show.
All right, Evan, I'll let you get back to it with the cats this morning. Good morning to everyone at home. Happy Friday. We do have some headlines we do want to get to you this morning. First here being the president. President Trump is expected to sign an additional coronavirus relief bill today. Now, the House passed this bill yesterday, providing $484 billion in additional aid. Now, more than half of the money will help replenish the Paycheck Protection Program. It aims to help small businesses hit hard by coronavirus. Now, the rest of the money will go to hospitals and to fund testing for the virus. The Treasury Department also issued new guidance cracking down on large publicly traded companies accessing loans not meant for them.
Large businesses have sent funds back to us, and in some cases I stopped funds, either not gone out or we've renegotiated it and they're not getting them.
Now, the department also warned the large companies who took the money the last go around but did not meet the requirements have until May 7th to pay the money back. Well, students will be back on the Palouse come fall. At least that's the plan right now. Both Washington State University and the University of Idaho are preparing for in-person classes to resume in August. WSU President Kirk Scholes says the university is planning to start the fall semester on time. U of I plans to resume in-person classes on August 24th, but only if the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare allows it. Uber is offering help for domestic abuse victims during the stay-at-home orders. Uber is giving 50,000 free rides to domestic violence organizations. Now, this is spread across 30 cities in 16 countries. The service will have a special code for survivors if they need to escape. Now, Uber is also providing 45,000 free meals to survivors via donations to shelters as well. That's a quick look at your headlines this morning. Joshua, we'll send things back to you in studio.
Thank you very much, Jen. 7:06 this morning, and there's one local wholesaler who's making sure Spokane is fed during the state stay-at-home order. Dunkin' Produce supplies several local restaurants with fresh produce and potatoes. Yeah, they had a bit of a bleak outlook at the beginning of the stay-at-home order, but things are now starting to look up. Basically, the last time we told you about Dunkin' Produce, they'd started selling to the general public. Now, they weren't sure if it was going to work, but it did take off. Let's take a look at all of the people lining up to buy produce. We see it every time we check in with Dunkin', and they've been very thankful for all of the support, and they decided they wanted to give back to that community. Take a look.
That should help quite a few families.
Oh my gosh. Well, last week they had 400.
Wow.
Yeah, those boxes that you're seeing them load up right now, they gave out about 400 of them for free. And this is that video I was telling you about where we can see people lined up. It ended up being over 10,000 pounds of produce handed out. Yeah, look at all of the people lining up just to grab those boxes.
Well, we were struggling at the beginning when the restaurants shut down, and the public came out and supported us, and we've been doing very well, so we decided to give back to the community to help out families who are not doing so well.
Dunkin' Produce partnered up with Charlie's Produce to make all of this happen. The boxes were full of things like bananas, apples, potatoes, and more. More than 400 boxes, free boxes, have already been given out, but they're still open every day except Sunday to continue selling their bulk produce at cheaper prices. Now, our Nicole Hernandez tells us she actually went there a few weeks ago and bought a bag of hash browns. She says they're fantastic. She said one bag of hash browns lasted her, she got through about half of it in about a week and a half. Still has half left to go. So just to give you an idea of how many or how much hash browns you can get from a supply like that. Now, if Dunkin' decides that they want to have another way to give, we'll let you know, of course, right here on Up with KREM when that detail becomes available to us. 7:08 now this morning. We know there are a lot of questions, all of us have, about the status of our federal stimulus checks, including those of us who are expecting to get our checks by mail. So let's take a closer look at what you need to know if you're still waiting on that check to show up in your mailbox. The IRS does report anyone who filed their taxes in 2019 or 2018 and used direct deposit should see their money deposited at some point in the next 3 weeks. If you don't have direct deposit set up with the IRS, yeah, you're going to get your check through the mail. The IRS has started issuing those paper checks this week. Checks are coming to Americans with the lowest income first. About 5 million paper checks are going to be issued each week, and if you're expecting to receive a direct deposit and you still don't have it, the IRS also has their Get My Payment tool on their website to help you track your deposit. You can actually access that tool by visiting irs.gov. We have it listed right there near the bottom of your screen, and you can very quickly find that tool to help you get a better idea. Also, if you have any other questions about the status of your stimulus check, text it to us at the word check to 509-448-2000. We'll get some information for you that you might need. We also are going to welcome back our own Dana Marie McNichol this morning, who continues to answer some of the other popular questions about the coronavirus. Good morning, Dana Marie.
Good morning, guys. Yes, of course, we have a lot of questions that people have sent in, and I'm really glad you're using this texting feature. A question that we received was, can heat kill the virus? And we actually saw some updated information about this topic during yesterday's daily press briefing with the White House correspondent, the White House Coronavirus Task Force. So, the Undersecretary for the Science and Technology at the Homeland Security Department said laboratory results show that increases in temperature, humidity, and sunlight can all speed up how fast the virus is destroyed. The research was done to study the time it takes for a given amount of the virus to become reduced in half. Now, quote, it would be irresponsible for us to say summer can kill the virus, the Undersecretary said, calling the summer conditions just another tool in the toolbox to use against the virus. And if there's any more updated information from the White House on that, we will sure to get that to you. Another question that we received this morning is, what's the best way to make sure you clean? The best way to do is using soap. The virus relies on coating of lipids, fats to stabilize, and soap works by breaking down those globs of fats, very kind of scientific. So it strips away the lipids from the virus particles and it becomes inactive. So antibacterial soap or just regular soap, doctors are saying and health officials are saying regular soap is just fine. Another question we received is, does smoking or vaping increase your likelihood of getting sick with the coronavirus? Well, the link hasn't been studied, but experts with the Oregon Health and Science University and Portland State University says there's every reason to believe smokers are at risk for more severe illnesses than non-smokers. Pretty much in a nutshell, immune protection in the airways and lungs is compromised in smokers, they found, with a marked increase in inflammation and the less ability to prevent passage of particles into the lungs themselves. So if you have any other questions based on the coronavirus or anything else, feel free to text us at 509-448-2000. Joshua?
Yeah, and just another reminder, Dana Marie, a lot of these questions that we get, they also help us sort of shape some of the keywords that we give that bring a lot of information to you, right, with the text of a word, right?
Exactly. This is a really easy way to get that information straight to your phone. So if you have questions about unemployment, text the word unemployment to the number you see there on your screen, and we'll send you all the information we have on that.
We appreciate it, Dana Marie. Coming up this morning, the NFL draft continues today. After the break, who the Seahawks picked first and what draft picks they have today.